below in the description.
The stream will be starting shortly, but while you wait, you can check out our sponsors 8cap, Forex Tester, and Superfunded. You can find the links to them down in the description below.
Coming to you live from our studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the A1 Trading Daily Show. Whether markets are rising or falling, we're here to keep you up to date with the latest market news. Join us as we trade currencies, commodities, and indices live, Monday through Friday.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream. Thank you for being here with us. We got some people already in the chat. I see shout out to Alex, Jordan, Mohammed. Thank you for being here. Big G, good to see you. Joseph, everybody in the chat, thank you for being with us here. We've got a action-packed live stream setting up for you guys today. Give me just 1 second. I'm making sure I'm actually live on TikTok, and I know I keep telling you guys about it here on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out how this stuff works in terms of TikTok. I want to make sure that I am, in fact, live and everything is working okay. For my couple of fans on TikTok, thank you for the support here. I'm trying to live center. Okay. I should be good. TikTok, what's up? Thank you for being here. YouTube, thank you for being here. All right, let's jump into it. Market is moving here this morning, guys, and for a good reason. Let's pull up forexfactory.com. I'll show you guys where we're at. We have CAD unemployment numbers coming out in 8 minutes, which is likely to cause volatility, especially on CAD pairs. So a quick look at what we are paying attention to specifically. Let me get my my pen loaded up. So we are looking at, again, we've got CAD numbers coming out this morning. The forecast for this is, of course, going to be what we see in the forecast category. So in terms of employment change, they're expecting 10.2K new jobs. In terms of unemployment rate, we're expecting 5.1%. And in terms of unemployment claims, we're expecting 200,000 unemployment claims. Now, why does this market? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I messed that up. The last one is a US dollar related news event, the unemployment claims. I was wondering why that number was so much larger. I was like, wait, what? It's because, of course, the population of the US is much larger than Canada's. Anyways, we've got this news coming out, guys, in the next 7 minutes. We are going to be doing some analysis here together, going into some charts. And I want to talk about, of course, probably the most important one today is the dollar CAD, which has moved up in the hours leading up to this event. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. You can actually see in terms of a 1 hour chart, this looks like a really strong chart. Now, of course, we'll have to take a look at this closer on the higher time frames as well. But for the intraday traders, you've had a nice little run here on the dollar CAD. Specifically, you can see breaks, retests, breaks, retests, breaks, retests. This is a upward trending market. But is it really? The question is, you've got a 1 hour structure to the upside, but how does it look on the 4 hour chart? And the answer is not so hot. In fact, so concerning is this chart that as it rises, I would actually be very, very cautious on the long side because you may just be flirting with a strong downward trend. Now, in terms of resistance points on this chart, this thing has probably reached a bit of an oversold status when we were tagging here, right? Clearly, the market has rebounded a little bit, but this upward trend is not like a blowout move to the upside. That's where I want to make this very clear. If you're watching this dollar CAD move, this is what I would call a weak retracement. It's not a strong, massive upward retracement. It's a weak little attempt to make a move higher. And as we zoom into this price a little bit, what we can see here is that off the 4 hour chart, we had this pivot high to pivot low. When we draw this in at fibs, we are actually trading currently right around the 50% retracement. And it does, in fact, kind of line up with where we actually gapped open this week. So you can see we gapped on the open to the downside, which makes sense. We had oil gap up. This caused the CAD to rise, which caused the dollar CAD to fall, right? So we saw that happen on the open. We continued to fall further, right? And now this retracement coming into the 50% retracement. In my view, the dollar CAD looks really concerning on from a seller's perspective. I think that this actually looks really interesting. Now, we've got 5 minutes to go. And of course, we're going to have to watch this to see what the numbers are looking like. By the way, guys, if you are on live with me on TikTok, wow, there's 97 of you guys. That's amazing. Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for being here. 96 of you. Smash that like button. You guys can see the little like button right there on TikTok, YouTube. I probably look crazy to you right now. Smash the likes on the stream. Hit that like button. I guess tap the screen, whatever you do, you guys crazy TikTokers. Hit that like button. Let me know that you're enjoying the content. Let's get some more people on TikTok. This is amazing. We got 90 of you guys. Good morning to you. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in. We've got news happening in 5 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We are going to be doing some coverage for that as we get into that. What app is he using? TDR, I am on TikTok. I am a boomer when it comes to TikTok, but I'm trying to figure it out. You can just look me up at Trader Nick FX on TikTok. And yeah, we're having a good time over there. So let's see, how many likes are we at? 1,000 likes on TikTok. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. So let's talk a little bit about the dollar, because the other news event here this morning, guys, is, of course, what we just mentioned, unemployment claims coming out this morning as well. This will cause volatility. We're going to have the CAD volatility, but we're also going to have USD volatility here this morning. It should be an interesting start to the day, and I've got a lot of coverage for you guys for this week, not just today, but remember, tomorrow, same time, same place, be there. We're going to be doing NFP, which should be a very volatile event as well. In terms of myself, what trades do you have, Nick? Stop talking in theory. Let's talk trades. I'm still long gold. My stop loss is trailed into profit at this point. If price, by the way, you guys, this volatility could impact gold. Don't be surprised if we do see some volatility here on the gold market. If price breaks 2,000, I will be out of my trade at 1991. So if price breaks through that, I'll be out of the trade, but I am still currently long gold from my entry around 1980. So a nice move so far for me there. I continue to hold on to this one. Targets in terms of where I think this thing could go, I am still forecasting. I think that we're headed to retest the all-time high on gold, which, by the way, guys, is around $2,070 per gold ounce. Is the previous all-time high. What took us there last time? Well, it was the Russia invasion of Ukraine, which caused a spike in commodities and a lot of fear globally. Well, right now, the markets are in risk off, which sounds weird, right? But, well, not entirely risk off, but at least some things to pay attention to. And we'll talk more about that today, I think, when we have a little bit more time. We've got just about 2 minutes, 2 minutes to go here until the event. Nick, I'm surprised you haven't opened up S&P 500 longs. Well, I'm still waiting on a few things for the S&P 500 longs, But I am, again, more interested currently in the gold trade. I've been long gold and continue to hold it with a trailing stop. I prefer it right now over the S&P 500, as there are still fears and concerns in the marketplace at this time. Sure, there's always some fear and concerns, but again, the gold market is red hot right now, and I like to trade things that are trending really well. So this is my gold trade that I will continue to hold. Guys, we've got news here in just over a minute. I'm going to go ahead and set up my charts so that we can watch this. How many people are we at on TikTok? We've dropped a little bit from TikTok. I don't know where our 90 people went. I think they all had to go for breakfast or something. I don't know, but we're down to our 12 fans on TikTok. If you're still here on TikTok, you're a true fan. And if you're on YouTube, you guys are the OGs. So thank you for the support. Hey guys, we've got 1 minute to go. Let me set up my charts here. We're going to go four charts. I'm going to leave my gold trade open on the screen so that we can watch that. Give me 1 second. So we got gold over here. I'm going to put USD CAD in the top right. This is, of course, going to be a pretty important chart to watch. Again, with the volatility impacting both currencies. We'll put the S&P 500, see if there's anything volatility-wise of interest there. Let's pull this up. So we've got S&P in the bottom left, gold in the top right. I'm sorry, top left, dollar CAD. And what's going to be our last one? Let's do a CAD cross. We'll do CAD JPY. Okay. We got all our charts, guys, here. We're going to watch this news. Again, we've got 10 seconds to go. We'll give you guys some coverage on the news. So don't go anywhere. The real action starts after the volatility. If you know, you know. Here we go. Let's see if we have any significant spikes. Dollar CAD, there she goes, dropping here a little bit on the initial move. And gold, a little bit of a spike to the upside there. Let's see, gold. Yeah, a little spike to the upside. S&P 500 making some moves. CAD JPY. And then you've got USD CAD. Look at this. USD CAD on the 15-minute chart dropping by a pretty quick 30 pips just about. That's an interesting spike in volatility there for sure. CAD getting strong here this morning. Look at that. CAD JPY rallying from the lows. Let's see where we at. About 20 pips there on the news release. If we have numbers or anything that you guys want to share, please feel free to drop them in the chat. You guys, you know how we work here on YouTube. It's a community, so we share stuff with each other. Unemployment rate came out at 5% for Canada, better than expected in terms of unemployment numbers, which, again, causing some potential strength there. And also employment coming out stronger, hotter than expected for the Canadian economy, causing some bullishness for the CAD this morning. And unemployment, big one, guys. Unemployment claims here in the U.S. came out at 228,000 jobs compared to the 200K. So somewhat of a miss in that regards, causing some volatility here for the markets this morning. Gold coming down a little bit, S&P coming down as well. Interesting little reaction there. I actually would have expected possibly a little bit of a bullish spike on the S&P in regards to that. We'll continue to monitor everything going into this. CAD JPY was down this morning, but now jumping on, of course, what came out to be pretty good numbers for the Canadian economy here this morning. USD CAD dropped initially and gaining back some of that lost ground here as we get going. How does it affect the gold market? It is mostly, the gold market pays very close attention to monetary policy, not just in the US, but globally, whether it's Canada, UK, Europe, etc. So jobs numbers, just like they are meaningful to central banks, they're also meaningful to the gold market as well. If there is a loss in respect or belief in the system, whether it's Canada, US, global markets, they somewhat tend to move together. When things are good in the US, it tends to cause some goodness around the world. And when things are bad, it's pretty contagious, right? A lot of markets, especially markets that trade with one another, especially Canada, the US, Europe, UK, they have impact on one another depending on how well or not well they are doing. So the volatility here this morning on gold would be impacted by jobs numbers as well as unemployment claims being a big one for the US, as that is the most impactful economy news. This is why we cover US news so much, is because it has such an impact on markets. Let's take a look at everything, guys. Here, we'll go back to our single chart view. My gold trade has not made much of a change off of that volatility. We saw a little spike both directions, but I continue to be long going into this. Where are we at on TikTok? TikTok, we got 2.8K likes. Thank you for being around here. That's really awesome. And I can't, I tried to pull up the TikTok analytics thing so I could watch the stream, and I have no. I need to play around with that more to see if I can figure something out about that. I'm so new to TikTok. I've been on YouTube for years, and I'm stuck in my ways. I mean, I'm not going anywhere off YouTube. YouTube is the OG, but trying to learn new things, and you know, that's it can be tough. Yeah, wow, what a move, guys. We've got more stuff to cover here, so don't go anywhere. Things now heating up. We've got some interesting stuff to cover here. I continue to be long gold. Let's take a look at the latest here. We'll take a look at the watch list for the day. So what we're looking at here is the watch list, and we've got all of our assets that we track here on the radar. So we've got things like gold and Euro NZD showing up as a buy trade, and Swiss yen as a strong buy trade. Let's take a look at Euro NZD really quick. We'll see if there's anything of interest there, if there's maybe a setup that we could look at together. Euro NZD, we'll pull this one up. And let me take that news off. Again, unemployment claims came out worse than expected here in the US, while jobs numbers came out hotter or better than expected. I'm sorry, not hotter. Better than expected for Canada. So there's your update in terms of news volatility, causing the markets to stir a little bit here. Euro NZD, I don't love this chart, to be honest. It's very choppy. If I am going to be bullish on this chart, it would probably be a break of supply. Now, what I mean by that is that sellers have had control. You can see sellers in full control of this chart upon reaching this level the last several times. If this changes, that same level breaks out, it could show new demand around that 1.745 mark. So until that happens, probably no interest on a chart like Euro NZD. Now taking a look at Swiss yen, which also has a bull bias from our software. This one has been a really nice upward trend, and it actually held that 38.2%. I chose not to get in on the Swiss yen, pull back to 38.2. I had it marked on my chart, but I decided I liked the 61.8% retracement better. And so in this case, it seems like I may have missed that nice move here to the upside. And hey, if it does decide to go down deeper, if we do get that retest, I'll take a closer look at it. But where we currently sit, not too interested in the trade at levels like this. And again, I may have just missed the trade at 38.2. So hey, that's okay. So again, I like that 61.8% retracement. You get a deeper retest on the technical side, has confirmation from the edge finder. That's pretty good. In terms of gold, is gold a buy here today? Let's talk about gold here with sort of an analysis perspective. I've been talking about my trade that I'm in, which I entered into several days ago at 1980. I continue to hold on to this trade. The question is, and I've had a couple people ask on my live streams as well as on my videos, is gold a buy at current prices? In my opinion, no. But if we do get a retest to 2000, I have my stop loss in a very particular spot. Check this out. So if we look left, this level here was a major level of resistance for months, right? Several times has 2000 been a psychological barrier for the gold market. Well, we popped and broke that out the last couple of days. It was a beautiful move to the upside. In my opinion, gold bulls likely will want to hold that 2000 mark. Is that a guarantee that it holds? No, it's an idea. And this is all we can do when we're trading. We don't have certainties. We don't have guarantees. We just have probabilities. So for me, I'm saying I think there's a solid chance that if price does pull back to the 2000 mark, gold will hold that level. If it doesn't, that's where I have my stop loss, right? The thing I want you guys to understand is that when I have a trade idea, I'm not 100% confident in my trades, or not 100% certain. I guess I'm confident in the trade. That's why I have it on the account. But I'm not certain of the trade. There's a very clear distinction there that new traders, you have to understand. There's no certainties in this stuff. Markets can do some crazy stuff, right? So we don't know what the market's going to do with certainty. But weighing the odds, I think there's a good shot we see 2000 hold if we do retest it. So the question is that an entry point? Well, maybe there is something to be said for a trade there. Now, of course, that's my opinion. I could be completely wrong. The market could come down here and just say, hey, here comes 1500. I don't know for certain, but I do in place have a stop loss so that if it does crash, I'm still just going to take my profits on this trade. So I'm in a good spot. I can't really lose in this situation. This is a great scenario to be long gold from these levels. And again, that is my game plan going forward, is either to get trailed out for a profit or to see this market sort of rally back to all-time highs and trail stops along the way. That is my game plan when it comes to XAU USD going into this week. Let me know, guys. Do you like gold long? Do you like it short? Let me know in the chat what you think. I'll take a look while you let me know. I'll pull up the gold chart here, and I'll give you a little bit of a perspective here. So gold continues to be a bullish bias, and I want to show you some stuff. So the score is a +5 on the Edge Finder. Why am I bullish gold? Beyond just a cool chart, a pretty chart, why am I actually putting my hard-earned money buying gold and trading it long? Well, let's take a look. COT data shows institutional money is very long gold. Okay, 79% of the futures contracts shared on the COT data show preference to the long side on the non-commercials category. That's huge. Retail sentiment. What about this? Well, retail sentiment shows 71% of retail traders' client positioning is short. Why does that matter? Well, if we know that the crowd is shorting gold, that's a positive, a bullish factor, because they tend to be on the wrong side of great trades. That's just the unfortunate truth about retail traders. They tend to be shorting great uptrends and buying terrible downtrends, right? Anyways, seasonality is another big one. Seasonally, we expect in the month of April to actually see a nice bullish trend on the gold market. So again, what we've done here is we've pulled in factors that are not just technical chart patterns. We do not rely 100% on a chart. Why? Because let's be completely honest, a chart can be deceiving. Something on the chart can look really bullish and then the market just crashes. And there may have been a fundamental factor that you ignored, and it could have been a huge impact to your trading. Many traders really struggle with fundamental analysis because they find it just too complicated or confusing. That is why we have spent the last year building this tool. And yes, this is an excellent segue into telling you guys how you can get access to the software that I'm using in all my videos to help me build fundamental analysis-based trading decisions. If you'd like to get access to the software that I'm using and take a look at things like the Smart Money Tracker, which shows you COT data in terms of gold, the euro, USD, JPY pairs, CAD, we're getting an interpreted view of what the COT data is showing us. What are institutions buying and selling? And also at the same time, what is the retail crowd buying and selling? What does the retail crowd think about the pound USD, for example, or the euro USD? I can tell you right now that if you're looking at the pound, the retail positioning is positioned to the short side. They're selling a great uptrend, right? Let's go look. That's a great example to speak on retail trends. Pound USD, the market is trending to the upside. This market has benefited from especially hard the recent decline in hawkish sentiment, the more dovish Federal Reserve, the expectations for rate hikes slowing down this year. The pound USD has benefited massively from that because the pound had been beaten down for a year straight off the Federal Reserve's plans to rate hike like crazy. Initially this year, I think they were forecasting like 5 rate hikes, and now they're down tremendously and even stopping in summer. So again, the pound has really been benefiting from this. And retail traders, what are they doing? They're shorting this thing, and they're trying to bet against an incredible upward trend. Had you paid attention to some of the fundamental factors, you might have ignored trying to short this incredibly strong upward trend. Okay. So we have Smart Money Tracker, we have retail sentiment, we have bank signals, which allows you to track trade or sentiment from banks. We track like Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, so many great names. If you'd like access to this software, we are celebrating 1 year of developing. We have spent so much time, energy, team effort, and money. I have a team of where there's 8 of us that have been putting in a lot of work to build this tool. If you want access to it today for the best price that you can get all year long, yes, this is my sales pitch, but I promise you it is worth the money. The software is very, very good, and we have worked very, very hard. Here's how you can do it. Link is going to be dropped in the chat right now to chat directly with one of our support reps here at A1 Trading. We have several people in office who are ready to help you out and get you access to the software. If you need training, if you want to learn the strategies that traders are using to help them use the Edge Finder, all of the information can be found by chatting with one of our team members. So click that link. It just got dropped in the chat here for you. Click this link. It's going to say chat now, and click tell me about your discounts. If you chat with us, you are going to get the biggest discount available on our website right now. If you would like to find out more about that, yes, it is over 40% off for the anniversary sale, and I don't want you guys to miss it. That is why I am pushing hard for it, because every time, well, we rarely do these events. We do not do these often. Usually what happens is that people miss them, and then we say, hey, you can't get the sale. You missed the sale. So do not miss it. If you have been thinking about getting the software, get it. It is worth the price. I am very confident in that. It is one of its kind. And you know, again, we've allocated a lot of time and resources to build it. Anyways, back to the charts here, guys. Let's take a look and see what else we have on the watch list. NZD-CHF is a strong sell. Let's take a look at NZD-CHF. What's going on with this pair? This is kind of telling, guys. NZD, inherently one of the more risk-on currencies, getting sold off a cliff right now, especially against the CHF, which is a risk-off currency. Same with the yen. The NZD-CHF and NZD-JPY pairs are getting real beat up here this morning. And it's interesting that that is the case, right? Because you had this upward trajectory. If you're looking at NZD-JPY, beautiful uptrend seems to have sort of cracked. If we're drawing simple trend lines here, you can see there's our upward trend that kind of cracked. Same thing to NZD-CHF. Take a look here. You've got this upward trajectory that was going on and has somewhat fallen apart here this morning. Why is this? Well, it seems for perhaps the same ideology that's pushing gold higher. There is a little bit of risk off and recession fears that are still sort of surfacing. You know, much about this company. This is a shout out to if you have ever heard, if you're a stock investor, stock trader, if you've ever heard of Financial Education Jeremy, he made a great point in one of his videos. I was listening to it yesterday on my run. He was mentioning that United Rentals, which is a company that does construction rentals. You know, if you've ever been driving down, if you live in Atlanta, my goodness, construction is everywhere. And you'll often see United Rentals products. Okay. Here's something to think about. United Rentals, which supplies construction companies, has fallen 27% since this really recent previous high. Okay. Why does that matter to us as Forex traders? Well, it's a nod to the fact that recessionary fears are up. Okay. So 27% down shows some serious fears about perspective and where there might be some fears about recession. You know, that despite that, though, the dollar still goes down, and this is maybe off of fears that you know, and we can get into more fundamental based stuff in terms of the Fed and recessionary fears. But again, I thought that that might be audio gone. Okay, all good now. Okay, thank you, Alpha, for the sound check. Sorry about that, guys. I thought that that United Rentals concept. Does anybody else think that that's kind of an interesting thing to pay attention to? Let me know in the chat. Did the United Rentals stock price, is that not a little bit concerning? I mean, they supply construction companies with rentals, and if that is down tremendously, one more stock real quick. Caterpillar also down pretty big. They, of course, create bulldozers and excavators, a clear sign of recessionary fears. There's a little bit of something else there in terms of Caterpillar. They get a lot of government contracts, so you know they may not do nearly as bad as perhaps like a United Rentals company, which is, you know, set to just be destroyed in a recessionary fear environment where construction companies just don't need to rent. Anyways, stuff all over the place. This market stuff goes deeper than you ever might have expected. It just goes and it goes. There's so much to it. Many traders think that if they trade Forex, they don't need to pay attention to stocks, or they don't need to pay attention to futures or indices, or it's all moving together, guys. It's a fabulous, creative design, really, following the markets. Let's talk a little about the dollar, guys. Here is the dollar on a 4-hour chart. How are things going with the dollar? Well, I would say still not looking too hot for the dollar. A 50% retracement looks very, very creepy for dollar bulls as this thing rises into a key level of resistance here today. A little bit off the lows, but again, the dollar has been very, very weak. Yeah, very interesting. Also, Kat, I thought so too, guys. I don't know. Some of you guys like hearing a little bit about the stocks. You know, what's fascinating about stocks, even if you don't, I don't really trade stocks too actively. Mostly what I trade is futures and Forex. But I pay attention heavily to stocks when I'm not on camera. I know my audience doesn't care too much about stocks, but stocks can be very telling because individual companies have some very useful, very specific exposure. Example, United Rentals, they have exposure directly to the construction industry, as their biggest customers are going to be construction companies doing big projects. And if projects are down, it's a sign of recession. You can see how the wheels start turning, and this is why fundamentals is hard for traders. It is the harder of the two. Technicals, charts are a lot easier to understand. But again, fundamentals can be incredibly revealing about market sentiment and forecasts. Also, COT data still short on indices, US 30 and US 500. Great point, Sisakella. Hopefully I said your name correctly. But yes, that is an excellent point as well. You can take a look at Smart Money Tracker and you can see there's still negative sentiment on the COT data for US 30, SPX 500, NAS 100. NAS 100 is, interestingly enough, sort of the leader of the pack in terms of COT data. But yes, still concerning, mostly short on indices at this time. Let's see what else we can get ourselves into here, guys. I do want to take a quick second to shout out one of our sponsors here. So let me make sure to do that. Let's do super funded, Chandler, if you don't mind. We'll cut for a break here, and I'll come back and we'll do a super funded reminder. Check it out. All right, guys. So I just want to take a second here. These streams are put on and made possible by our sponsors. We have 3 incredible sponsors, but today I wanted to take a second and a nod to our supporter, Super Funded. If you guys are looking to get funded, we actually have partnered up with a prop firm. They are a sister company or supported by 8cap, which also support our stream here. And if you guys are interested in getting access to funding, this is a relatively new to the block funding program. But again, I've met the people there. They're very cool. They've been really awesome to us. And what I like personally about Super Funded in terms of rules is that my personal gripe when it comes to prop firms is oftentimes they give you a very narrow window to pass an exam, like 30 days or less. And this case, they have much more generous time allocations to pass a funding program. My big thing with this stuff is like, if you have to be forced into like, hey, trade like a boss in the next 2 weeks, that can be very difficult. But if it's like, hey, trade pretty well over the next 90 days, that's much more reasonable. And all of that information can be found. Their different programs can be browsed by using the link down below in the description. And for A1 Trading specific viewers, whether you're watching on my channel, Trader Nick, or our company channel, A1 Trading, we have an awesome promo available for you. If you use the code A1 Trading, one word, at checkout, you'll get 10% on any examination that you want to go for. So if you decide that that's something you're interested in going for, click the link down below in the description. It'll help out the stream here. And yeah, use that code. You get 10% off anything you'd like to go for. And you can check out the products that they have available for yourself. And again, link down below. Let's pass it back to the show, and we'll take a look. And I'd like to get Frank to come in and see what he has to say.
Set up
Hello.
kind of necessary for now, and then
All right.
we just need to request post for boots.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
Good. What's the latest? What are you paying attention to?
It is really
today?
nice.
Today I just took a glance at jobs numbers. Saw it came in lower than expected, and I also saw that CAD's jobs came in higher than expected. So I think it's good news for CAD, and I pulled up Kiwi CAD and just I've seen like a lot of weakness around the New Zealand dollar. So I was trying to see like any sort of technical setups, and I saw a lot of rejection from this trend line. So I'm just looking at at a potential, this is an uptrend, could be like a flag pattern, but I could also see the pair like completing the move all the way down to the bottom trend line. So I like this setup if you were to short this pair, just because the Kiwi, despite interest rate hikes, the economy, like their unemployment claims or GDP and all this stuff came in worse than expected, whereas like Canada's dollar um, and jobless claims came in lower,
Right.
and employment change came in higher. So just good economic data for CAD, and they're not quite as high interest rates, but it's stronger economically, and they're also honing in on inflation.
Yeah, and what I found interesting, Frank, about the Canadian dollar specifically is that it's been like really beat up on. Like the market just has not liked the CAD for a while, and a big portion of that is, of course, the COT data showing that institutional money has been very short. They still are very short, I guess, CAD as of the latest reporting. But on good news like today, sometimes there's some excellent trades where like the market is so bearish on something that like a spike in good news can cause like a turnaround for the short term that could even turn into a nice trend. So very, very interesting stuff there. Did you see the unemployment claims in the US came out a little higher than expected? Do you see that?
Yeah, so I'm also looking at the dollar and just actually took a dollar buy.
Oh, did you?
So it'll go in the group in just a sec, but yeah. So just I know yields are falling, um, just heavy bearish sentiment around the dollar, but it's had it just been in a very aggressive downtrend, I would say, and just falling economic figures and just the overall uncertainty and sort of like fear in the economy. People are really scared of a recession right now. I think can at least be a dollar spike. So if not an uptrend, we could see possibly a long trade here.
Yeah, I thought one thing I will say about the dollar that is interesting is that yeah, recessionary fears are very, very high, and in a recessionary environment, very oftentimes we do see. Or recessionary fear environment, we definitely do see dollar spike against some of the more volatile currencies, especially things like maybe NZD, right? So, like, if you don't like NZD, if you think that that's like a more high risk trade right now, possibly like getting short NZD USD might be an interesting trade. And actually, even pulling up the chart for NZD USD, you can see it's kind of getting crushed today. It's a very interesting looking chart on the downside there.
And really good rejection from there. Yeah, NZD is just really weak recently. So if you just want to, if you had like a bias to the short side on any of those pairs, like I think you'd be doing pretty well. That and what was it, yen? Is the yen stronger
Yep.
or let me take a look. Yeah, so the yen is just looking stronger overall, and I think it's just because of that risk environment that we're entering right now.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of that. It's been an interesting time in markets because we do have some like risk off concerns, but then it's mixed in the COT data because you have yen weakness on the COT data. Despite that, though, you have gold strength. So it's like kind of conflicting, right? Gold would be a risk off buy, and so would Japanese yen. So they're on the opposite end of the spectrum. So very, very weird time.
Right.
I continue. Do you have any thoughts on gold, Frank? I'm still long gold, but it hasn't really moved much in the last couple of days.
I I still have a long bias on it. I did get out of it though because it kind of seems like it's running out of steam.
Mhm.
It kind of needs something more, and I think um, staying in is not a bad idea. Just because tomorrow's NFP, if it comes out and it's just very bearish for the economy, then it's probably going to
Yeah.
make gold look really well, and or really bullish. I mean, and so just for now, like I noticed gold likes to consolidate a lot. So if you see it run high, like I don't have a problem with taking profit and then looking for another setup on it later on.
Sure.
So
Yeah, no, I think that that is perfectly fine because I think you took profits even what was it like 2025 or something like that. You played it pretty well, like right near the highs there. So there very well may be another opportunity. I've been mentioning maybe a retest of 2000 could be interesting to even for me to possibly even add to the trade, or at the very least, if it as long as it stays above the 2000 mark, I like it long. So we'll see if it can hold that mark.
Yeah. I
So
like that idea.
yeah, Frank, thank you for coming on to the show. As always, you guys, if you're not familiar with Frank, he does a lot of our readable content. So if you guys are in the Discord or the Telegram or our Twitter, that sort of thing, that is mostly the man himself. So Frank, thank you for making an appearance today, and we'll see you back on the next stream, man. See ya.
See ya. Thank you.
All right. So, guys, Chandler, let me know something real quick. If you could just Discord message me or not. Do we have that promotion for the upcoming event? If we do have that, it'd be cool to play that on the stream today. If we don't, no worries. But let me know if that is already loaded on Discord, and I will see if we can do that. Okay, cool. We've got that. Guys, so check this out. We're going to play something for you. We got it loaded up on the stream. It's going to be really cool. We're going to showcase the upcoming event that we have going on in Atlanta. If you are in the Southeast and you watch these streams, you're nearby, I don't want you to miss it. I would love to actually meet you in person. We're doing an in-person free to attend seminar. Check this out. Chandler's going to play the video for us so that you can get more information. Check it out. Attention to all my friends here in the United States. We are, for the very first time ever, doing an in-person, free-to-attend seminar in Atlanta, Georgia, coming up April 22nd. And I'd be thrilled to meet some of you guys in person for this free educational session. We're going to be going over a couple really key trading lessons, including fundamental analysis. We're going to be talking about how to build winning trading strategies, and I'm going to be going into my own personal trading strategy in detail and sharing it with the audience. It's probably going to go from about 10 a.m. in the morning to early afternoon we'll end up. And guess what? There's free food while you're there. No cost to you. Just show up to the event and we'll be doing free lunch while you're there. This event is brought to you by my team at A1 Trading, but also Oanda, who has partnered up with us to make this awesome event possible. And again, to get traders together, meet traders from all over the Southeast and from anywhere else that people choose to fly in from. All you got to do is show up, be ready to learn, and ready to meet other traders. It's going to be awesome. If you're interested in joining and attending this event, we are looking to get your name down on a list, and all we need from you is for you to fill out the link that's in the description down below. If you fill out that link, it's going to give us some contact information. We're going to reach out to you to confirm. One of my team members will connect with you, confirm that you're going to be at the event so that we know that you're coming and we know that we can expect you. If you can make it, please try and make it. Click that link down below in the description and hope to meet some of you guys soon. Have a great day. Hey, TikTok, say hello to YouTube, which is coming here, and TikTok is here. You guys, YouTube, say hi to TikTok. Guys, we're going to pass the stream now to Miko. We're going to say hello to Miko. We can bring him in. Miko, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing good. What's up, Nick? What's up?
Not a lot. How is I ask you every week, how is Rwanda treating you? I saw you were golfing.
Yes, I did go golfing, test out my skills there. Not good at it, but we're working at it.
Honestly, you'd be better than me. I'm terrible at golf, but yeah, welcome back to the stream, Miko. If you guys are not familiar with Miko, he comes on once a week and does some technical analysis, chart breakdowns with us. Miko, I have a special request. If you want to take a look at gold for us, that would be awesome. I know gold has been all the conversation, and I think the people would love to see your take on that as well. While he gets set up there, I want to remind you guys, if you don't already have Miko on your YouTube subscriber lists, check out his channel. We'll drop a link in the chat for you guys to go find him there. He does all sorts of technical analysis, live streams, content, and he trades a different session than myself, a lot of London session stuff and different hours. So if you want more exposure to that, check him out using the link in the chat right now. Miko, you can take over the stream. You're good to go. Everything. All right, he's got us, guys. He's got the plug. So thank you, Miko. We'll see you next week.
Okay, thank you, Nick. So yeah, guys, what's up? Hope everyone is doing good. Like Nick said, I'll go through some pairs I'm looking at. We'll start with gold. We'll have some pairs I'm looking at for the rest of the weekend, going into next week as well. Any particular pairs you guys are looking at, feel free to let me know. We'll obviously take a look and go through them. Any opinions or analysis or trades you want to share, feel free to drop it in the old chat. But yeah, we're going to go through some pairs and I'll share with you my analysis, my bias, all the good stuff. So we'll start with gold. So yeah, gold's looking pretty bullish. I'm still looking at more upside. There's a good chance we could be seeing some new all-time highs for gold around 2076. So if I quickly go to the daily time frame, and these were our all-time highs back in 2020 August, around 2076, 2075, I'm looking for gold to go and run through those highs there. We had a close attempt during peak times of Russia-Ukraine, March 2020, 2022 last year. Came pretty close, very, very close, to be fair. And then we had a huge reversal since then. So we've got a lot of liquidity above that. So technicals and fundamentals do point to the upside for gold. And I will be expecting price to see another rally. But I want to see some retracement first, which looks like gold's doing that. So 2000 looks like a really good level where we could see a bounce from. I was also talking about this level here as well, just underneath 2000. So there's kind of two areas of interest for gold. We've got 2K here, which is obviously prior resistance twice, 1 and 2, and we've got resistance here as well. This is where all the momentum came through for gold. So this could be a nice little area just in case that level doesn't hold. But 2000, 1985, we'll call it for this level. They both look like really good levels. I'm looking for confirmation to go long, but all I can see for gold, specifically in the 4H time frame, is consecutive higher lows and higher highs. And we're still seeing good momentum in the market. So that ticks multiple boxes for me. So I'm expecting gold to continue unless something crazy happens and we start breaking through some lows like so, then we could be in a bigger consolidation. But at the moment, I'm expecting gold to do something like this and continue higher, whether from 2K or 1985 area. Obviously, we'll be looking for some confirmation in those areas, but that's where I'll be keen to see gold rebounding from. But in terms of price and everything, I think there's a good chance we'll probably see some new all-time highs. So our second stab at these areas, we had obviously created it initially. Second stab failed. Third stab, I don't think will probably fail. We might reject it, yes, but I think we will probably break through those highs soon. But yeah, definitely bullish on gold. And I see Nick's obviously bullish on gold for his trade. So hopefully price can continue in his favor. I would expect it to. But yeah, we'll go through some pairs I'm looking at, and then also pairs you guys are looking at. Feel free to put it down in the old chat. But I'm looking at some yen pairs, particularly ADJPY and NZJPY for some shorts. I do think we can see some downside for these pairs here, back down to their prior lows. So NZJPY, I'm looking at push back down to 8,600. ADJPY, I'm looking at something very, very similar as well, push down to 86,475. Back down to these lows first. However, obviously to get into the trade, I want to see some retracement and then look for the continuation for these guys. Because right now they are quite far down. I don't want to be looking to play some shorts here. Maybe in the low time frames that might be something, but in the 4H hourly, which are the time frames that I work on the most, I'm looking for retest of 88.672. And from there, continuation back lower. Right now, we've kind of got some consolidation here. So I'm not too sure what could happen. We could either break lower, might not get my entry, or we might break to the upside and get my entry. Either which way, this is the area I'm looking to get active with AJPY and start looking for some confirmations to go south. On the higher time frames, you can see we've got a bit of a bearish trend here. The market's been falling since the high created September 22, 2022, and the market has been still falling since then. So looking for that pattern to continue back down to the recent lows, which we've got here at 86,400. But yeah, I just want to see that pullback initially. And the same thing with NZJPY as well. Very similar pairs. I'm not looking to trade them both. I'll just see whichever one gives me the best opportunity. And I'll pick that one to trade, because in terms of risk reward, in terms of the setup, in terms of how they move, they're very, very similar pairs. So there's no need for me to double my risk essentially and get into both of them, because they're either going to both fail or both work most likely. So I'll pick the best one out of them, but it's kind of the same setup, the same kind of plan. Market's been heading to the downside, very, very corrective, but I'm looking at another lower high. We've got one over here, which is our high over there. Then we've got the second high, which is lower than that one, to create our next lower high. I'm looking at all these wicks here on the daily, forming a third lower high, just for us to go and retest the support level. So hopefully you can see some good retracement, because it looks like we are breaking through the support level here. So I'm looking at something like this, correction, continuation, back down to those lows, 8,600. So I'll see which one gives me the best setup. I'll be looking at risk reward, stop loss, the targets. and just overall entry confirmation to see which one's better. But something similar for those pairs. USD JPY as well. I'm looking at some downside for this guy back down to this support. Seems like we are seeing a little bit of dollar strength. We'll take a look at some dollar pairs as well in a moment. But yeah, USD JPY, I'm seeing a push back down into 130, which is that support level. So this is my area of interest. Similar setup to AD JPY as well. And as JPY, same another JPY pair. We've had some really nice downsides, some nice bearish structure. I'm looking at a retest of the support level for continuation back down to 130. So hopefully we can get a push into that level. We're seeing some good momentum. Maybe that can continue into that level. And then that will spark my interest for some shorts back down into 130. But yeah, I'm looking at this larger head and shoulder pattern, the weekly chart. You got left head and the right shoulder there. So I'm looking at us returning back down to these lows here at 127.605. Which is not too far away. So for the trade, I'll probably just target this level, and then maybe I might leave some to continue into that low, or I might just close it all together. But from a weekly perspective, we've got a good chance of heading back down to 127. So the shorts are still what I'm aiming for USD JPY. And USD CAD, I'm looking for a reverse for this one, for a price to start seeing some upside. I need to wait for some higher highs and higher lows first before I look to get in anything, because right now we've had this huge impulse to the downside. Price is very, very corrective. We may see a pattern like this happen, which is not something that I really want to get involved right now with USD CAD. But on the higher time frames, we're very, very consistent with these higher lows, as you can see, since all the way here. June 2021, consistent higher lows. And I'm looking for potentially the next one to form around areas within here. And then I'll be looking for some confirmations to go along. But right now, it's a little bit premature. Market's very, very corrective. Could just be seeing a retest of some structure in the low time frames for another move lower. So I'll be waiting for a bit more evidence before going along and use the CAD. But the plan is to be looking for that next higher low. So yeah, those are the main pairs I'm kind of focusing on for USD CAD. I mean, not for USD CAD. For my watch list. Any pairs you guys are looking at? Let me take a look at the old chat. Miko, oil. Okay, we'll take a look at oil. Need some value to long term. Would love to fill on the gap short. Okay, we'll take a look at oil. Euro USD, Euro UD, Pound USD, USD CAD. Okay, some dollar pairs I'm seeing. CAD Yen D1 block. We'll take a look. Okay, we'll get a few US30 as always. Hey, Moch, what is up? Love to see you on the stream again. Okay, so I'll go through oil and then go through some dollar pairs after. Okay, so where is oil? Okay, oil's there. So yeah, oil. There's a big gap in the market. Everyone can see that gap. And as we know, or you may not know, that gaps tend to fill. They tend to fill in the market. Most of the time, they fill. So we could be seeing a move to the downside. The higher time frame trend for oil is still quite bearish. It's a little bit corrective, so it looks like it's running out of steam. But we are still subsequently seeing lower lows and lower highs. So we can still have that bias from a higher time frame perspective, specifically the daily chart. We're still seeing lower lows and lower highs. So I'm expecting more downside for oil. Certainly if you can hold 82 level. We've got that gap to fill, so we have another incentive to head lower as well. So that is on the cards. But like I've been saying all week, I'm not particularly liking the setup here. It's quite an impulsive push back up, which is kind of giving me this V-shaped reversal. We've got impulse down, impulse up. Kind of fill in the gap with your head or price action, which is not something I like shorting. I like my retracements to be a bit more corrective on the way up, not as aggressive, and then sell those rallies rather than selling a big spike like this. So yeah, oil for me, yes, is that a good little area to trade from. So it pushes into 82 or key. Ooh, that's the wrong tool. Pushes into 82 are nice areas to generally speak. Look for some sell opportunities. Yeah, a very, very good level. There's a good chance we could see market react from this. Consistently seeing resistance hold, ever since the downtrend started forming. But yeah, I'm not in love with the sells. There are some good opportunities there, but I don't like it. It doesn't fit my plan or something that I look at generally. If we do, however, get a reversal, something like this could be a really nice opportunity in the break, and we test that level. Obviously, that's long term into the future. But if something like that happens, that could be a very, very nice swing trade, actually, for the long term for oil. So I will keep an eye out for that. But the best I can see for oil is selling at the highs there, which is not really my cup of tea. Take a look at some dollar pairs, Euro USD and Pound USD as well. So yeah, Euro USD, I'll speak on this one briefly on my stream earlier today. We had a lot of resistance around here. So 1, 2, markets had a break above, came back below. So this looks like it's a bit of a fake out, impulse to the upside, consolidation here, impulse back down again. Market didn't sustain the retest at this level, was resistance should be support, but completely failed, came back underneath. So this tells me that we got a likely chance of seeing rejection here, which we have with those wicks, and seeing some downside for Euro USD. So although Euro USD is still pretty confidently in a bullish trend here with these higher highs and higher lows, there are some signs that we are running out of steam, specifically getting back underneath that resistance, the fake out to the upside. I do feel Euro USD is likely to fall. We do have some higher lows, which we do have to pay attention to. As you can see, the market is still printing these higher lows. So there's a chance we could roll over, but it might be short term, form a higher low and still rally to the upside. So you do need to look out for some areas to take profit before this support level here. This could be a nice end goal for the trade, but the market might find some support higher up. So it might be best to take some profit on the way down. But all I can see for Euro USD, as long as we stay below 1.09, I do favor some downside here, some really, really good rejection. I'm treating this as a fake out to the upside. So I do see a push down, but coming to areas like 1.084 and also 1.079 are some key areas to watch out for, because buyers are probably looking to step back into the market around those price ranges. So yeah, Euro USD is looking for some downside, but keep an eye out for those areas. Pound USD is at a very sensitive area. Oh, Pound USD seeing some downside. Interesting, very, very interesting. So yeah, people were asking me on my stream earlier today if I was looking to buy pound and see some upside here. And I said, we've got a really nice breakout here, a nice confident candle closure. The market's had 2 successive days closing above this level. We've obviously got the bullish breakout, and we've obviously got this bearish candle here staying above. So the break and retest is definitely on. However, I don't like getting involved in these areas because they are very, very sensitive regions. And by sensitive, I mean that they're very speculative. The market's even having a big breakout, which could start a really big trend to the upside. Or this is a fake out. The market's still going to reject the resistance, come back underneath, and it's actually going to start to sell off again. Because pound USD on the daily chart is ranging. We've got a solid level of resistance here at 1.24 and a solid level of support here around 1.19, 1.18. So this is a very, very sensitive region. So I'm waiting for price to do either one or two things. Have that confident breakout, keep going, print some new higher highs and high lows in the 4H. And then on the next pullback and the one after that, I'll start looking to buy higher up because I'm further away from this area. Or the market breaks, has a fake out, comes back underneath, starts giving me some lower lows and lower highs. And I start shorting it for the move back down into the support level. So either which way, I do think there can be a big move for pound USD, either breakout or the fake out and move back down. But generally speaking, trades within here are just very, very, for me anyway, a little bit risky because the market, for me, hasn't really made up its mind yet. I know we've got a closure above the level, but if you look at the grand scheme of things, look at the candle closure there compared to the width of the range or the height of the range. It's a very, very minuscule breakout. It's not like we've seen a huge candle breaking through like all the way up there. Then yeah, that's a very confident breakout. I'll be expecting correction continuation, but it's a very, very small breakout, which we put ourselves at risk for fake outs, which could actually be happening right now with the momentum coming back underneath. We'll see how the daily candle closes. But yeah, it looks like we could be coming back underneath the level. If we do that, see a confident candle closure back below, and by confident, I just mean minimal wicks. We might see a bearish trend start forming, and this is where I'll start looking to get involved with some lower highs somewhere and start taking some shorts back down to the low of the range. So I'm just waiting for pound USD. I don't mind the longs, I don't mind the shorts. I'm just waiting for a good opportunity, which hasn't arisen just yet. But we'll be keeping an eye. And like I said, for USD CAD, I'm looking for a high low somewhere for some buys back up again. But this price action is not really doing it for me. It's very, very corrective. Not really seeing really nice highs and lows with good momentum. The upside is very corrective. So yeah, nothing yet therefore USD CAD, but I am looking for buys. We might see another move down first before the buy, which is still fine as long as we don't take out this low down here. I'll still be looking for buys. So if we do see another move back down, it's not the end of the world. We might be just having a deeper retracement too late to go bullish, which is still what I'll be looking for. So so yeah, hopefully that made sense for those pairs. Let me take a look at the old chat again. Okay, I'll go through CAD Yen and Euro AUD as well in the Bronx, and US 30 as well. No problem. Happy to help. So yeah, let me go for Euro AUD, CAD Yen, US 30. Okay, so Euro Aussie, last time I looked at that guy, he was flying. Yeah, he's still pretty bullish. So yeah, for me, Euro AUD, the buys have already been and gone for this one. We do have some highs on the left, which we could be looking to go and take out on the weekly chart, around 1.644, this high on the left. All like really nice bullish trend here. Market's very successful with these higher highs and higher lows. We've come back to retest some support down here. The market's held the support level. We're pushing up again. It's breaking back above the resistance here. So I think the only reasonable opportunity for buys for UAD is the break and retest of this high there. Not the biggest fan of that. It's getting a little bit corrective in there. The buys down here would have been much nicer, but they happened during the Asian session. I'm not sure how many of you guys trade the Asian session. But yeah, in terms of direction and bias, I am expecting more upside. We've got some resistance here on the left, which is probably what price is going to go and test soon. So keep an eye on 1.63. There could be a retest there for some longs, or even better if you can come back. Ooh, took the arrow with me. Or even better if you can come back and retest the same support level and then go long. Get a much better stop loss and a better risk reward as well. 2 birds, 1 stone. And then, yeah, see some upside back to 1.644. So, yeah, your AD for me looks really, really bullish. Clean structure. Momentum still very bullish here as well. So, yeah, I'm still expecting more upside, but you do want to see some pullbacks unless you're already in the trade, of course. We'll take a look at US 30 next. So, yeah, US 30 is at a very nice region on the daily chart where I do think we can probably see some downside. And I say that because you've got a lot of good confluence here. Market's coming up to some good levels as well. You can see price support here for that range. A lot of wicks in this area, humongous wicks in this area. Prices broke through, briefly retested there as well. And looks like we're getting another retest of that same area. So as long as the market can hold this 33,600 area, I'm expecting to see some downside for US 30. And I do have a couple targets. We've got a support level here. And obviously, if you make our way back down, we've also got the support level down there on the daily. So right now, looking at this one from a daily perspective, is that a very nice place to start looking for sells. And if I go to the low time frames, 4H, you know, I did say earlier today, it would be nice if we can get a nice double top into that resistance there. Then from up there, we can start looking for some sells to take US 30 back down again. I'm not too sure if we'll get that move because price is looking quite bearish right now, but I know that would be the preferred area to sell from up there around 33,600. So in terms of bias and direction, I'm looking for downsides for US 30 back down to 32,723. And yeah, it would be nice to get some entries there. I'm not too sure about the entries in here. It's just a little bit choppy. We might be forming a double top to start falling, but yeah, it's not really a safe stop loss in my opinion. So it would be best for a retest of that resistance, but I do expect to see a lot more downside for US 30 coming up. CAD Yen, Pound Yen, we'll take a look at next. So yeah, like I said, some yen pairs I'm looking to short. AJPY I'm looking to short. Hopefully that can push up into that support level. If it doesn't, the market doesn't love me. I'm joking. If it doesn't, then I'll move on to the next opportunity. Same with ADJPY as well. I'm looking for that pullback to the upside. UCJPY as well. I'm looking for those shorts. Retest that level there, not too far away. Hopefully you can see a little bit more upside. CAD Yen, I need to see a bit more upside for this one. I'm only interested up here. Specifically, we've got a really nice level. If I take this across, we've got a really nice support level there, around 99 on the dot pretty much. Really nice rejection there, heavy rejection there. So I do expect to see CAD Yen back at these lows soon come. But in terms of entries, I'm not seeing anything high probability in here. This is all very, very corrective price action. I would like to see price rally up one more time, retest the resistance, and up there look for our entry to take it back down again. And in terms of risk to rewards, you know, if you're feeling brave, you can push it all the way back down to those lows. But I think, you know, back down to this support is just a much more reasonable target. If you want to push it further, you can either, you know, small amounts to trickle or trail stops or whatever, however you look to manage your trades. But Yeah, CAD Gen for me, I am looking at push back down into 94,500. Weekly time frame, I also have a buy to the downside as well for this one. I'm looking for a retest of this broken resistance here. We flew past this resistance and never got a retest of that around 92, 93. So I think that's a good level the market could be looking to slowly work its way back down into. And we're right now testing a lovely level of resistance there. So yeah, bearish for CAD Gen. Nothing in particular around here. I would want to see it move up, or maybe if the price action starts to gain some more momentum and a bit more clarity, there might be some nice sales taking it back down again. Yeah, at the moment, I would like to see a move higher for CAD Yen. I'll flick over to Pound Yen, see what's happening with that one. I think I've got a cleaner back at my door. 1 second, guys. And we are back. We are back. Second time in a row. Like to see the consistency, but anyway, Pound Yen. So yeah, Pound Yen. I'm looking at some more downside for this one. Personally, I'm looking to buy Pound Yen, but I'm waiting for price to come back down into this area here, which is 161,789. So that's what I'm looking for some buys right now. Pound Yen is a little bit too high for me to look to go long. We see some hefty rejections up at this resistance here, which is 165. I am not looking to long into that. You can see huge daily rejection there. Markets moved sideways. Another huge daily rejection a couple days ago. So Pound Yen for me, I do like the ideas of longs. We are still seeing high lows in the market. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm still looking at continuing this pattern on. But I want to see the market come deeper first, and then from here as well, start looking to entertain some long opportunities and start taking it back to some resistance up there. Oh, I do not want to use the replay tool. So yeah, the plan for Pound Yen is still some buys, but there might be some sells on the low time frames. I was talking today about some sells on the retest of some support there, term resistance. We might see Pound Yen start pushing to the downside. So on the lower time frames, there could be some sells there on the retest, some structure, support, term resistance. Not really what I'm looking for. More of a low time frame trade. I specifically trade on the 4H and the hourly. So this is the setup I am focused on. If you can hold that support there, I mean that resistance there, turn support around 161,500. I'll be more than happy to take some buys back up again into some areas up there. So Pound Yen, I'm bullish, but I need price to come a lot lower first before I do anything. And I probably won't hold the trade too far as well, because you do have some key areas up high. Okay, so we'll take a look at we'll go through Pound CHF as well. I will go through US 100 too. Let me see our chart as well. We'll go through Euro JPY as well. So bear with me. Euro JPY, US 100 as well. Okay, so NAS, we were talking about some buys earlier today around 12, what was it, 12,850? Yeah, 12,850, 12,800 around here. So we're not actually too far from there. We've got some good confluence around this area. Lovely impulse to the upside, creating some new highs. Looking for a retest of the zone here. Looking for some rejection around here. And then, yeah, looking for another push to the upside. I'm looking at the higher time frames for US 100 as well. And I can see a really nice, impulse correction impulse. I'm looking for just more of that upside there. We've got high time frames on our side as well for the buys. So all I can see is more upside. I'm treating this down move as just as a pullback for US 100. So looking for a higher low to form anywhere around this area here. And if you can hold it, simply looking for a push back to highs, back to where we came from. So US 100, definitely bullish bias for that one. Euro Yen. That one's looking okay as well. I do like the sells up here. We've got a really nice support level here, term resistance. We could be seeing another lower high form and another push back down again on the daily chart. That's the weekly. On the daily chart, you can see the market was rejecting this resistance very, very well. So lovely rejection there. Firstly, came back up again, some more wicks into that level. So I do think we got a good possibility of seeing some more downside. The buyers are kind of sitting around here. You can see with all those wicks there. So I think there's a good chance we probably come back down and retest that support level. So for Euro Yen, I am looking for a lower high to form. We've got a lovely support level here at 143.746 that we turn resistance. We're starting to print some lower highs. We've got one over there. Oh, we've got one over there. Got a second one. Potentially could be seeing a third one anywhere around here. And yeah, if we can see some sufficient rejection confirmations, I would look to go short in Euro Yen and start taking it down to the lows there if I hadn't taken any other yen pairs, that is. But yeah, Euro Yen, all I'm seeing is some downside, and we could be looking at maybe this as a good little target or a place to take some partials at least maybe. But yeah, Euro Yen, I'm looking at sells around that area for some downside, and there was a pair that I said I'll do, but let me see. Yeah, pound CHF, I said I'll do pound CHF, so I'll go through pound CHF. We'll take a look at USD CHF as well. So pound Swiss. So pound Swiss seeing some downside, still rejecting the highs. You can see we do have consecutive lower highs here with pound CHF. We've got one over there, second, third, fourth, fifth, arguably, and we've got a key level support. So we're just looking at this pattern kind of continuing between resistance and trend line, or support and trend line, I have to say. As you can see, the market is just simply fluctuating. So we've had some hefty rejection here. Really nice aggressive wick there to the upside. Excuse me. So I'll be expecting to see pound CHF drop back down into these lows into 1.109. So shorts do look very, very good. Taking that information from the higher time frames, I would say if we can get another stab to the upside into this kind of zone here, because you can see we've had a really aggressive stab to the upside, which gave a nice sell opportunity. This one as well, really nice aggressive move to the upside, gave a nice sell opportunity. So if you see something like that, because the market is quite corrective here, so there's a chance you might push up again for a third test of that level. That would be a nice place to enter. Or if we can start breaking through some lows, retest of a level here, because we do have a bit of a range bound market there. So if you can see a nice breakout, retest, that could be a nice confirmation to go low. I mean, to go short, to go low, to go short and start taking it back into these lows here. So pound CHF, all I can see is more downside. High time frames look good. Full H looks like it's starting to build up, but in terms of entries, nothing there yet. You want to see a stab higher or a break and retest of the low. And finally, we'll take a look at USD CHF. So yeah, USD CHF creates some new lows there, which is very, very interesting. So we might be seeing pullbacks for this one. Yeah, as for areas to be aware of, I'll probably be looking at this support level here, around 0.91363. If you can see retracement into that, that'll be nice, because you can see the market is just taking out these lows. So we are, likely to see some upside now, but we do have a strong bearish trend here. We're still seeing momentum to the downside. Yes, things are quite corrective now, but we do have a good chance of seeing a reaction here and probably see another move back down into low. So not US 30, USD CHF shorts look pretty good. Retest that level, stop loss above, wait for your confirmation, and I'll be saying looking for a pushback down to those lows there. So bearish bias for USD CHF, things do look pretty good for a move back down. But yeah, guys, that does bring an end to my segment of the show. Thank you so much for having me on A1 Trading Trader Nick. If you want to see more of my content, feel free to check out my channel. I'm pretty sure they've left links in the chat to my channel, so feel free to check it out if you want to see more of my content. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for having me on the stream. But yeah, I'll be passing it over to the next guest.
Hello guys, so welcome to my segment of the stream. Let me just share the screen quickly. Gonna find TradingView. So any questions you guys have, I will be of course looking at the chat. So let's open that up as well. Basically, I will first go over my 6 pairs, and then I will go through any requests from the chat. My 6 pairs are, of course, Euro US dollar, EJ, Aussie US dollar, AJ, pound, and NJ. So first one on the list is the Euro and US dollar. there actually was 2 trade opportunities I would like to go over. First one was a break and retest continuation trade. So break and retest, I use 2 entries when the price is trending down. First one is the flag formation, which looks something like this. Basically has the first low, first high, second low, second high. And the second one is a break and retest. That's impulse, pullback, break and retest of the low. And here we got that formation, basically impulse, pullback, break, and then a retest of the low. But I did not take this trade, so I did not take this sell opportunity because it looks good, but I wasn't trading yet. So my trading hours are from 8 a.m. London Open on a Monday up until 5 p.m. on a Friday London time. So basically I did stay out of this trade, and it would have been a loss. So I only trade in my trading hours. So that is the reason usually the trades that happen on a Sunday, Monday morning, usually they lose. So they're usually not high probability to take. Second opportunity was a flag right here, flag entry. Basically, what I was seeing, I know I sometimes do mention these patterns. It is a pattern called the V reversal, range, and push up. And after that sort of a pattern, I do expect the price to continue trending to the upside. So in this case, I was looking to get in on this trade right here. This was a flag. You can see the first high, first low, second high, second low. Is this the second low? Let me check. Yeah, so this has been the second low. And a blue candle is the entry candle, so the first candle after the flag forms. But for me, we had a warning sign right here. We had a momentum shift in the prior pullback. Usually when I see something like this, I don't really want to take a trade. Why? Well, because from my backtesting and from my live trading experience, what I have noticed, if you get a push up with just one candle, such as this one, so just it breaks the high with just one candle, and there is a momentum shift in the prior pullback, usually this price action fails, either ranges or completely reverses in the opposite direction. So would I want to be buying if I'm seeing a large warning sign, after which I know most of the time, like 70% of the time, price fails after a momentum shift and just a one candle break of the high? So I did not want to get in, and I saved myself another 1%. This would have been a loss with my 12 pip stop loss. So basically I use a 12 pip stop loss for every single pair. Fixed stop loss, never change it, never switch it up. That is how I do it. And what is happening now? Well, we broke this most recent low, retraced, broke the high, retraced, broke the high, retraced again, broke the low, retraced. We are ranging. Also, NFP is tomorrow. So tomorrow is NFP Friday, which I'm not trading. So I'm trading until 8 a.m. London time on a Friday of the NFP day. I don't look at news usually, or I don't look at news at all, but NFP is the day I just don't trade. So I don't expect to get anything on this pair, to be honest. I mean, it's now like 2:30 London time, so 2 p.m. London time. Basically, I don't think in the next few hours I will get an entry on this pair. So for next week, I'll do the forecast for the next week. I'm looking for a large impulse up to buy or a large impulse down to buy. This current price action is not giving me absolutely any confidence to buy or sell. It is just range bound price action. So I'm being more patient, definitely being more patient. Other pairs are moving, so some of the other dollar pairs do have a bit of potential. But let's now do the euro and the Japanese yen. Basically for this one, what am I seeing? Well, there was a flag opportunity right here. One more candle back. Right here, flag opportunity, which I did not take. So prior price action was looking really, really good, I have to say, which is always important. You want the prior price action to give you a confluence and confidence that the price is gonna continue, let's say trending down in this case. So what we got is impulse down, descending structure, continue, and a clean close on the bottom. So I was really happy, and I did make a trade recap and forecast on my channel in which I said I will be looking for sells right here, like or a flag or a break and they retest. And a flag actually did happen. So here is the flag formation. I believe just one more candle. Here is the flag, first low, first high, second low, second high. Why is it called a flag? Because it looks like a flag, right? Basically, why is it called a flag? Because you have an impulse and then you have like this flag pattern like this. From there comes the name. And yeah, basically we got a momentum shift here. So a major warning sign. When I see a momentum shift, if I'm selling, I don't want to see any sort of buying pressure. And this blue candle definitely showed me some buying pressure, which was a warning sign for me to stay out. And it would have been a loss because price broke the low and then reversed back up. I would get taken out here because I only use a trailing stop loss and I only move it above, let's say, when I'm selling the most recent highs. So by using my mechanical stop loss trailing rule, I would have been taken out for a loss right here. So good that I followed my plan again. Definitely good. Again, prior price action looked really good, but just the formation by itself, not high probability enough. Now we broke the low retrace, broke the high retrace, broke the high retrace again. To be honest, I'm expecting range bound price action. I'm expecting something like this. I don't think we will get an entry for the rest of the day. Tomorrow I'm not trading. So for my next week, my forecast is I need to see a large impulse up to buy, or I need to see a large impulse going down to, of course, sell. So I need large conviction. I need large moves. What is a large move? Well, this to me is a large impulse. This is really good. Let's find another one. This was good. Push, one candle pullback, continuation. This one, it's okay. So definitely looking for a large impulse up or a large impulse down. So let's see if there are any comments. Okay, so no comments as of yet. That's not a problem. I'll just go grab a glass of water. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, got the water so we can continue. AU, let's see. AU has potential, definitely seeing potential. Were there any trade opportunities I was looking at? To be honest, I was looking if I will get any sort of an opportunity after this nice impulse up, which unfortunately there was none. Basically, we retraced, broke the high again, retraced, so we ascended right there on the top, which was a warning sign. When you see this, price is struggling to go up. We are breaking the highs, retracing, breaking the highs, retracing, breaking the highs, retracing. From my back testing, I know when I see this sort of formation, price is likely to start trending in the opposite direction, which is exactly what happened. But I did not get a nice clean entry to sell, unfortunately. Basically, yeah. So nowhere here did we get a nice entry to sell. We just kind of moved down correctively. No flags, no good breaks and retests. Right here after this impulse, I was definitely looking to sell again. But again, what happened? Well, one candle pause, and then we broke the low. Retraced and reversed to the upside. So this is another warning sign. So same here, same thing here, like we got here. Just breaking the highs, retracing, just breaking the lows, retracing, signaling the potential end of a large move. And you can see that's what happened. We got a momentum shift up. Then we ranged around right here, flat range, and then we continue to the downside with this push. Now this has potential, this by itself has potential, and I am looking to get in on a potential sell entry. As I said, only trading for the next, I believe, 12 hours, something like that. So we will see if I will get the flag or if I get a break and retest. I'm very interested to get in on a trade here, but of course I'm following the plan. I'm seeing what will happen. I'm not just blindly selling. So I'm not just blindly selling after this, after seeing these impulses. I need to see a nice tight entry flag or a nice strong break and continuation. But again, definitely has potential. So it's not set in stone that we will continue going down. We can also reverse back up like this, get a range. So get a reversal, get a range, push up. This is the same sort of pattern I was just talking about on the euro and the US dollar. Basically, V reversal, range, push up, and then look to get in on this leg right here. Why? Well, because in my backtesting, of course, it's always backtesting, but that's the way you do market research. In the backtesting, I found after getting this sort of a pattern, most of the time, you can say 70% of the time, price continues in the direction of the second V leg. And this is also kind of similar to a cup and a handle. This can be the cup, this can be the handle, and then we continue up. Or a head and shoulders. I mean, oops. So let's see what, or a head and shoulders. What do I mean by that? Well, you can get like reverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then we continue going up. So, I mean, it's all kind of the same all over the trading space, but different names. Works the same, but you need to test. Always, of course, we always need to back test. I believe that's it for AU. Nothing more for me to say there. AJ, Aussie Japanese Yen. For this one, prior price action, I was actually in the trade. So, first trade opportunity, which I didn't take, which did not fit my plan. This one, straight reversal, 12 pip stop loss as usual. What was I seeing? Push up, range, break the high, retrace, break the high, retrace again, reversal. This candle showed a clear momentum shift to the downside. But for me personally, wick on the top, wick on the bottom. It was Tuesday. Usually Mondays and Tuesdays are predominantly range bound days. And from my research, I found these types of candles that look like this usually end up just doing this. So they just usually end up ranging around. These are sometimes also news candles. This one was not, but usually the news candles have a big body and then a huge wick up and a huge wick down. Guess what happens after a huge news candle? Large range. So after this sort of candle, I wasn't getting enough conviction. I wanted to see another push. But I do know some traders that actually got in and banked some really serious percentage. So definitely could have made some profits there. Didn't fit my plan. Need to follow the plan. I will get in on another one. So always need to stick to the plan. Then what we had actually, I did take a trade here, which I will show you right now. So we were moving down, we were trending down. Pull back here. There was a flag formation also here, which I didn't take. First low, first high, second low, second high. Because of the wick, I was expecting kind of more of a range. Usually a wick is a big warning sign for me personally. I don't like wicks. So this flag formation did not fit my plan. We continued, and yeah, it would have been a loss if I gotten in. Would have been a 1% loss. So good that I followed the plan again. Pull back, break the low, retrace. Pull back, you can see the low is a bit higher. That means it's a pull back. Break the low, retrace, and then we get a momentum shift to the upside. So kind of a similar case right here as we got here. But I can see a clear difference between the final momentum shift candle, this one having a clean close on the both ends, this one having wicks on both ends. This one just broke the high, this one broke the high and the low in the same candle, which is another sign of a range. So this to me was a much cleaner opportunity, and I did take this one live. So 12 pip stop loss taken in, then some profits, but unfortunately got stopped out for almost the full 1%. Actually, it was the full 1%. Because as I said, I use a trailing stop loss rule. How does the trailing stop loss rule work? Well, I just move the stops. Let's say I was still in this trade. I would just move the stops. This represents the stop loss. This take profit, because TradingView has a stupid risk to reward tool. Just move the stops underneath the lows as the price keeps going up. And in that way, I manage to usually, most of the time, capture most of the move, because price goes counter trend and I get taken out almost on the top. So that's the methodology. And most of the time, I will take losses. That's the reason also for the low win rate. I do have a lower win rate for the strategy, is because I don't use a fixed take profit. If I did, let's say, a partial 0.5 at 2R and maybe the rest with the trailing, the win rate would be higher, but the profits would be lower, because the home runs I would have 2 times smaller size for the huge winners. So basically, I like to keep it huge winners and keep the losses small, but lots of losses and small amount of the huge winners. That's trading. You need to sacrifice and you need to stick through the losses. How is the market looking now? It's looking kind of descending, more corrective, not giving me much confidence, to be honest. Potentially next week, this will reverse out of a descending, possibly reverse up. Then I will look to buy, of course. Or it can just impulse down, you never know. But the probabilities are this will reverse up. I can only forecast where the probabilities are. So flag pattern Aussie US dollar 4-hour chart. Okay, let's check it out. Aussie US dollar 4-hour. I only trade the 1 hour. Basically, only the 1 hour. Only look at the 1 hour chart. For me, on the 4-hour, there was, for me personally, no flag formation on the 4-hour. So not really sure what you mean. Yeah, for me there were no formations even on the 4-hour. On the 1 hour, definitely none, no flags, because I have been following it for the whole week and there were no flag opportunities. So yeah, AJ have just done the pound. The pound is a tricky one. What did I say about these sort of formations? Another good V reversal, range, push up. Usually this continues even more, but you can see even here, price did push to the upside nicely, I think. Let's see how many pips. 87 pips. It's okay. Unfortunately, no pullbacks happened. So if there is no pullback, I can't get in. I only get in on the pullbacks. If price just keeps trending, heavily trending like here, and in this like here, then I just watch on the sidelines. What I wait for is I wait for a pullback and then to enter. So the pound had some really good potential, just could not finish, just could not execute. And the whole pair could not continue moving in this clean manner. So we broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, broke the low, retraced again, broke the high, retraced. Yeah, range bound price action. It's kind of descending. After a descending channel, I do expect the price to reverse in the opposite direction like this, but it's not that clean. I mean, I'm not seeing clean price action, so definitely no potential for me as of this moment. Let's look for the next week, see a large impulse down or a large impulse going up. Possibly that will happen. For the rest of the week, I don't think anything will happen. And the final one is, of course, NJ, New Zealand Japanese yen. This one actually looked pretty descending. Was I looking for any trades? Well, no. Here, heavily range-bound price action. I wasn't looking for any sort of trades because I'm a trend trader. So I'm looking for a trend. If price is stuck inside of these areas, inside of these boxes, that's a big warning sign to me, and I'm not interested to get in. Then we kind of descended, but again, more correctively descended. Why? Well, because we broke the low retrace, broke the high retrace, broke the high retrace, broke the low retrace again, broke the high retrace. So when I want to see a nice clean descending, I want to see something like this. This is a clean descending, after which I expect a reversal in the opposite direction. Lows are being broken every single time. Oops. Basically, only the lows are being broken, right? So for me, this is not a good descending because we can see price basically went down, broke the low, broke the high, broke the high again, broke the low again, broke the high, broke the low again. So this is not a really clean descending because the highs are being broken as well as the lows. It's more of a characteristic of a range-bound market, such as here, right? Just breakouts all over the place, not moving in any sort of direction. So this is pretty bad. That's why I don't really have confidence in taking these sort of patterns or trusting these sort of patterns. To be honest, my forecast for next week is just look for momentum down or look for momentum up. Possibly this will clean up a bit. You never know. I mean, the descending can be cleaner like this. If that happens, I will look for a reversal to the upside. But then, yeah, price needs to clean up. So that would be it for my 6 pairs. USD JPY. Let's do USD JPY. Let's see. 1 hour chart. Of course, I'm not trading this pair live, but I can give my analysis because this is a Forex pair. So the strategy kind of doesn't work on gold or the S&P. So on those two, how would you say, instruments, it doesn't really work. But on most Forex pairs, there is definitely potential. As you can see, there was a flag here, for example, which would have worked out at least a little bit. Yeah, this one range bound. Why? Well, because you can see just not really moving anywhere. I mean, it's kind of just descending into ascending and not even looking clean. It's kind of not moving anywhere. What you want to be seeing is something like this. This to me is good. This has potential. This, no, not really. Yeah, this pair is pretty volatile and wicky. That's why I don't trade it live. But this would have been some potential for me as a trend trader. This whole part. This definitely. Right here. So yeah, that's what I'm, oops. That is what I'm looking for. So at this point, what I would suggest is just look for momentum. Look for that sort of momentum going up or going down. Just like I showed you. So like this. If you're a trend trader, I mean, if you're a range bound trader, then the rules are completely different. So it's completely up to you. what kind of a trader you are. For me as a trend trader, this is an indication of a range. When I see a range, it's the worst possible scenario, I'm staying out. When I see a range, I just close the charts, move on to the next one. What I'm looking for is either a descending channel, an ascending channel, or a nice large impulse down or a nice large impulse up. Those are kind of the four things. That's the price action for me. That's what I need to see to even begin looking for an entry as a trend trader. So yeah, we can do S&P just to see what's happening. So S&P 500. Where is my S&P 500? I think I had a different ticker or whatever the name is. Okay, let's do gold. Just to see what's happening. Again, the strategy does not really work on gold. That's what I have seen at least. Okay, here it would have worked out. You can see the flag. Let's do something like this. You can see what would have worked out. You can see the large impulse. This is what I'm looking for as a trend trader. And you can see the flag formation, basically the first high, first low, second high, second low. But this is a outcast. This is like not common. This is like the first time in 2 months I have seen actually a trade work on gold. So yeah, funny example, but the rest of the price action is kind of really range bound. So that would be about it. On my watch list is the Aussie US dollar. The best out of the 6 pairs. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you, A1 Trading, for the opportunity. And definitely check out my channel. I will see you guys in the next stream.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And if you're looking to get funded, check out Superfunded's examination today and get 10% off when you use the code A1 Trading. Click the link in the description below to find out more. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you